Hey guys, Duelist Oscar here. Now, as you might have known from all the replays I have on my channel, is that I've been a beta tester with YGO Omega. But today, as of this morning, the YGO Omega has been released as an open beta. And whether this is your first time playing or whether you've been a beta tester alongside myself, there are some interesting tips and tricks you can have to make your experience a little bit easier. So in this video, I wanted to go ahead and showcase some of them to be able to get you up to speed to be able to use YGO Omega as quick as possible. So let's get into it. So this is the main menu of YGO Omega. So you can see here, you can go into the deck manager without even having to go online, view your replays, and so on and so forth. Let's go into the deck manager and actually see some really quick, interesting things you can do. So in the deck manager, you can actually quickly add cards by simply holding the left mouse click button or the right mouse click button. In your left mouse click, it will be added to your side deck. As you can see there, I couldn't add anymore. But if I hold my left click, it will automatically add those copies to my deck. Right clicking on a card will get rid of it from your deck as quick as possible. And right clicking in this viewer will actually add it to your main deck or your extra deck. If you search any card text, something like, let's say odd eyes, it will search up not only cards that start with odd eyes, but cards that have odd eyes in its text. So it'd be very easy to be able to get up and running quickly. These tags on the left-hand side, these buttons, are ways to be able to interact very easily. You can save your changes, go into the settings right here, remove every card in your deck, sort all your cards, shuffle your cards to be able to do a pseudo test hand, or be able to automatically add cards to your side deck, main deck, etc. if you're under the maximum count for your side deck and your minimum count for your main deck. Those cards are somewhat randomly pulled from a commonly used deck list based off of what the rest of your cards are, so it'll give you suggestions, but they might not always be the best. But the more people end up using it, the more effective it ends up being. Finally, your thumbnail to be able to sort cards out quickly and easily. If you click thumbnail, you'll be able to go in and select the thumbnail for your deck. So that way, whenever you exit, it will go ahead and show you that thumbnail. As you can see, I have Ancient Cloak there as my thumbnail for that deck in particular. Your replays, you can come in here, be able to view all your replays, quickly rename them, export them, view the decks that are participating in them, and be able to wipe them all out or export them if you need to be able to have a mobile connection. So let's go ahead and go into the online capabilities. One thing that's very important is that if you want to be able to play with the bot, you need to be able to have your dual mode set to single. If you have it in match, it will not work. You can also set your custom properties, being able to remove shuffling or not shuffling. If you want to have a specific test hand, you want to have the bottom cards of your deck list be the ones you want to use. And then you can set it private and still invite the bot. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and go in. I have my private lobby. I can click add bot, and it will invite the bot in, and you can see they've appeared using whatever deck I've specified. Now, whenever you select a deck, you can do so from this window right here. It'll automatically highlight whichever ones are not legal for the environment that you're playing in. So in this case, TCG. So my OCG list is not legal, and whether or not there are any banned cards from a previous ban list. The other thing is, if you click on the deck, it will open it in the deck editor, so you can quickly make changes on the fly. But if you want to select the deck, you can either highlight it and set to default, or you can simply right click it to be able to have it for that one-time use. So I'm going to put this deck, and we're going to go ahead and go in. Because of the fact that it's against the bot, I get to select whether I want to go first or second. So it's now adding the cards to my hand, and we're good to go. One thing that's very important to understand is that up here on the right hand side, none of these options are highlighted. I'm currently in the auto mode for chain. It will only ask me to chain if it believes something is relevant to me. If I want to be able to have every opportunity presented to me to activate a card, I need to select legal for when there is a legal opportunity for me to select a card and activate it. If you want to be able to bluff your opponent, you want to have all on, so that way every opportunity, every action your opponent takes where it is chainable, you will have the opportunity to be able to inspect the area or be able to change the board stat or bluff your opponent if there's a hand trap that would be relevant but you don't have. And then to ignore every action, you can click no. I do not want to activate the trap. And if you want to remove any of the options, you can simply click on it and it will go back into auto. Over here, you can switch the different positions of the camera. I like this one in particular, so we're gonna stick with this. The next thing is this right here, show display card. You can select this to be able to have a mouse over of your card that you've selected. You can also drag the image itself, the card art, to be able to make it larger and smaller. And if you click any of the borders, you can move it to whichever side of the screen you want. Something else you can do is if you mouse over it, you can hit Z on the keyboard to be able to actually open it up in a larger screen. If there is text that is longer than your text size allows, you can click on it to be able to view the rest of the text. I like to have a fairly large font size so that way I can actually read the cards fairly easily. And then if there just happens to be any more, I'll click to go over that. If you want to surrender, you can hit escape on your keyboard and select yes, or you can mouse over your deck and it will also be there. So to change phases, you don't click on the phase, you press and hold on the phase. Okay, so it is now my turn again. So it's main phase 1 of turn 3. So now I can actually do different actions, go into turns, and as you can see here, clicking on the button doesn't actually advance the phase. I have to click and hold it for the entire 2-3 seconds that it takes to be able to do it. Also, the other thing to note is that in YGO Omega, actions are incredibly fast to be able to send things, mill things, all of that is very fast to be able to add cards to your hand, etc. So some very interesting hotkeys to be able to actually take advantage of the fact that this being on the keyboard. If you hit the T key, it will open the text box. If you open L, if you hit L, it'll open the log, which will actually show you all the different cards that are activated, and you can click on them to be able to view them. You can hit the C button to remove the card. You can hit the B button to open your banish pile, the G key to open up your grave, and as we mentioned earlier, Z to be able to zoom. So those are all very useful skills to be able to have, be able to take advantage of, and be able to use to be able to get your duels done faster. So once you've completed your max, you'll be able to save your replay, re-challenge your opponent, or the room screen is useful to be able to change your deck if you want to, or you can actually view the field. Leaving will take you all the way back out to the lobby, as you can see here. And here are some very interesting things. In the arena, we have our single, our ranked, and our manual mode. Single will be able to put you into a queue to be able to join a single match, a single game of whatever specified category you desire. Ranked, however, will put you into a full match, so be aware of that. It will also be competitively ranked, so you can see here, I actually have a score here of 1041. If you start out, I believe at 1000 flat in low bronze, and then based off your wins or losses, it will end up going up. Here has to be the deck you want to play with. There is no deck selection inside of this. As soon as you get matched with an opponent, you're thrown into the match. So definitely make sure to go in, set the deck you want to play with by hitting that right click, and it will permanently set it as your deck for that mode, and you'll be able to go and play with that as you desire. So this single is great for just quick matches, but what if you want more customization? You can go into host, set up the specific layout you want, set the specific ban list you want, whether you want it to be a single or a match, your master rule selection, and then what type of duel you want it. They have all the different bonus type of duels set up so you can be able to play that, and of course manual mode, so you can go in and do whatever you so desire. You cannot use this with the bot. The bot is not programmed to be able to understand what's going on in this mode, so it will not join. And then searching, you can search for whatever type of category you want. Let's go ahead and search for the TCG. Right now, you can see there's one open game right now. You can read this as it's a match, multiple players. There is 1 of 2 players in the room, and this is the type of duel and the ban list that is available. Full and playing will show you everyone that is playing, including matches that are already started. You can see here, this match has already made 2 games worth of progress. This game has made 1, and these are singles here. So that's just a little bit of what you can do with just sorting out the lobbies. Let's go into a little bit more of the unique features of YGO Omega. So YGO Omega actually has a shop, believe it or not, where you can actually earn points through the course of playing ranked matches, tournaments that they host, etc, etc. And you can actually earn rarities. So over here you can see I have 73 points currently, and I can use those points to buy the different rarities, which we'll showcase in just a second. But this is just to give you an idea of what the cool benefits you can do are. The other thing you can do is inside of options, let's go back to the main menu actually. Inside of options, there is a setting here that is not available in the online portion. That portion is theme. You can actually buy different themes. Currently the theme creator named Ari is the one who is creating these themes. And so you can use the default theme, or you can use the final duel, which is one that I won in a tournament, or any that you purchase. I'll go ahead and link below some of the themes he has available. You can do different things like hold a chain. I don't like that personally. Whether it shows your level, what type of view you have standard, your card layout, whether you want to use rush duels or the anime style, your card font size, whether you want the card to pop up when it's activated, a hologram to pop up, or both. Personally, I prefer one or the other, not both. You can have your FPS limit, your resolution, whether or not you want a static background if you have a lower powered computer, the hologram size if you want to have a hologram appear, and then whatever else you want, whether you want people to talk to you or not. But the main thing is theme. That's the interesting thing there you can see. You can also do some cool stuff with sleeves. We'll get to that in a little bit as well as your playmat, which you can you might have caught notice inside of the duel. So let's go back to online. In the online deck editor, there is a feature that is not available offline. And this is very important because if you see over here on the bottom left-hand corner, not only is there the thumbnail, but there's also these different rarities, which you can apply to your cards. Also, something I didn't mention before is you have the ban list selection here. So TCG will show you which are limited, which are banned, etc. So let's go ahead and start applying some rarities. So I have one of each rarity because I'm a VIP member. I donated. You can donate $5 to the YGO Omega team, and they will be able to provide these to you so that you can use them for fun. It's a donation. They offer these not for sale, but as kind of an incentive for you to donate. So let's go ahead and apply a ghost rarity to, torn scale. So we can go ahead and click that. And as you can see now, there's a ghost rare. You can also preview them all here as well on the side to be able to see how they would look rather than applying them one by one. This is just a temporary application. So once you found the one that you like or the style you like, you can just go ahead and apply it over here. You can see it shows me I have one of one because I only have one of each rarity. So I've applied my one ghost. To be able to take that back, I can just apply a common to it. And so that's pretty much it. That's the deck editor in a nutshell. And you can also do things with tags to be able to sort your decks a little bit easier, but that's something that's a little bit more advanced. So you can also open up the probability calculator, which is a standalone program, standalone website that the YGO Omega team has created to be able to find out what your test hand probability is like. So that's it for me. I wanted to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in our next video.